When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky.
You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul. Can you dig any deeper now? I gave you all I own, put you on this golden road, but I'm a little stronger now. You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air.
Hello everybody and welcome to United Rogue Overwatch Week 4. Today we are watching Philadelphia versus Pittsburgh. Philly on blue, Pittsburgh on yellow. I have not seen either of these teams play so far, and I'm your only cast today. My name is Amane. I have not seen either of these teams play so far, so I'm very interested to see play styles and kind of map out the characters we get to see throughout this tournament. First map, Ilios Well. Personally, a huge fan of this map. We could see a Roadhog, we could see a Lucio, you know, just for some environmental kills. Usually huge. We do see a Hog from Minky on Pittsburgh. We do not see any boopage from Philly. Honest players. Honest players.
That's exactly what I'm worried about.
Sim is super strong on this map, especially for the first choke on Well. It's just super impressive because there's not a ton of side options. So I could see Pittsburgh having a slight advantage here, considering the Diva pick from Liam too.
Send a message.
Looks like Philly is opting to take the side room, and immediately Pittsburgh has pretty good point control. Oh, that teleporter on the side there. Gonna get a sneaky hook on the cast for Philly. No dice. Diva's making some moves here. Liam pushing a little ground. Oh, anti-hog. Can't find anything off of it. Philly going in hard. Trade's going in their favor. Two supports down. They're pretty much just a cleanup game from here. Sim being tricky with the teleporters. Very interesting stuff. Hog left alone. He's getting pushed out, staggered. Unfortunate. First point is going to go to Philly. As soon as they can, they will start that tick for Ilios Well. Kiri trying to take pot shots off of the dome. Anybody just seeing if they can rack up any ult points while they're waiting for the tank to get back. Minky's still on Hog. We haven't seen any swaps yet. The Sim teleporters are just amazing. You love to see them. Choco already with the ult on Cass. Catching Soup Can on Torb. Hook the Diva. Unfortunately, boosters were off cooldown, so she could use them to get back up. More picks in Philly's favor. This is a pretty commanding lead so far. 33 for them. I'm gonna take a drink of water here to wet my whistle. Philly, even missing two, still seem to find the advantage here. Bond with these insane teleporters and a great wall. The DPS and Moira just trying to hold here. Fighting a pick on Ana. That Soup Can making a very important pick. That Sim turret seems to be giving Choco some trouble. You hear Coalescence go out. Here comes Diva Bomb. This is huge. Hope she can remake. There she is. Oh! Just barely making out of pit. Hog getting antied again. People are just kind of everywhere. Seems we have a Rush and Molten Core, and a lot of ults coming out here. Really trying to fight for advantage here. Pittsburgh, meanwhile, has sneakily undertaken the point. I didn't even notice it happen. Seems like they are making quite the progression. It's just about even at this point. That Sojourn finding a pick on Fresh. Astonishing pick. Very important. Seems like Philly is going to try to regroup here. Any switches yet? Nope, no switches. We're just gonna keep it this comp. I don't think I mind it, you know. It's a little bit of a dive into a brawl moment, but you know, sometimes you just need to make it work. This Sojourn is going to be able to build charge on the D.Va and just one tap any of their supports to the head. Especially somebody like Ana, who doesn't necessarily have a ton of mobility. She can just find a headshot and pretty much one tap somebody. Philly getting some good picks here, really good picks from Philly on pretty much everybody, forcing Pittsburgh to back up to first corner. D.Va getting remake here, Liam. Hooked, nothing out of it. Nade. Suzu comes out. That's an early Suzu. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Early Sojourn nade. This Kiri for Pittsburgh taking off angle. Cast with the flank. Unable to find anything. Unfortunately gets hooked. Can't catch anybody with bomb for Philly. Philly's drops Nano here on D.Va. Seems good. They anti the Sojourn. She falls. Where even is this soldier? Akashi? Oh, he was right there. I didn't even see him. Uh-oh. Can they still hear me? Okay. It looks like we're losing some visuals. Roadhog antied, makes a hook onto the Ana, drops her into pit. Minky getting traded out for it, though. It seems as though we have gotten some quicker heroes like Tracer for point touch, and it kind of worked. And unfortunately, that is first point. We see a lot of swaps here, just probably for speed to get back to point really quickly. But Philadelphia does take the first point, Illy as well. 1-0. Now we go to Statue, is what I'm going to call this. Or Ruins, I think is the official name. Great Lucio map. You could see it. Oh, Minky going with a Doomfist swap here. They're going to see if they can outdive. Nezu swapping to Mercy, assumingly to see if she can get some kind of good mobility off of the displacement that's going to come with a Doomfist and a Sojourn. A lot of high mobility here. Oh my god, my throat's really itchy today. Wish I knew that. No changes from Philly, though. So Minky already on point. Getting some good pokes out. Super low already. Liam is as though. D.Va getting pretty low here. Never mind, healing up. So far, just trying to make some space here. I saw a Sojourn for Akashi now. D.Va facing 4 people, losing Mac to it. Doom in a pocket room, unfortunately falls to Akashi. Picks seem to be going in Philly's favor. That's 2 for Choco. Choco, I think, just dropped a 3K. Or maybe a 4K. That's a 5K. Choco just dropped an all-natural ace. Full team wipe, pretty much. It was a little spread out, but props anyway. Philly has the point. Very decidedly, it is 13-13 currently, but Philly's getting that tick pretty quick. A swap to Zarya. Presumably to counter the D.Va. It looks like it's going pretty well. Seems pretty high charge here for Minky. Just trying to take some high ground off of the people on point. Pittsburgh is... Philly is again and again finding good picks. Nezu with the res on Abon. Ana getting a pick on Nezu. Liam getting a pick on Moira. Recon. We see High Noon come out. Just defensive, really. You don't see a ton of value off of it except for just keeping them out. Admon getting picks on both of Philly's supports. They are forced to retreat here. Aaliyah making a hard push for Soldier. Gets a trade on Soup. She loses mech for it. We see a res on Soup. Unfortunate that that was a sacrifice and a stagger for not that much. They do have 62 points up on Pittsburgh, so we're probably not going to see... Oh my god, my throat. Probably not going to see too much of a disadvantage here from Pittsburgh. Pretty quick regroup. Seems as though Choco is going for an off angle. See if he can catch anybody. Oh, he's regrouping. See Minky bubbling her team. You love to see team bubbles. Grab comes out. Catches 4 and Grab. Oh! That's a huge, huge pick. Grab pretty much takes the entire team. You see Coalescence Grab taking everyone. They're making Liam live just for an extended stagger so they can get an extra 10 points on that point. Extra 10 ticks on that point. That was a really smart play from Pittsburgh. Saving those ults for groups. You don't see a lot of good ult combination from Philly, whereas Pittsburgh had that pretty deadly Coalescence Grab. Both overdrives coming out from both Sojourns, Akashi and Adborn. Both Valks coming out. Soldier's Visor for Philly coming out as well. Seems as though we're going pretty even for picks. Never mind. Pittsburgh has taken a pretty commanding lead on this. Straight vertical bomb. Unable to find anybody. Remake. Also unable to find anybody. Finding Choco. It seems as though Pittsburgh really just dominated that fight. It was pretty even. In fact, I would be willing to say that I think Philly had the advantage there with that Visor, but ult-wise, it was even other than that Visor. It's now 1-1 with Pittsburgh winning Ruins, and now we get to go to Lighthouse. We could see another Hog here, could see another Lucio here. Or the first Lucio, I should say.
Oh, we're in the thick
Feel
of it now.
Minky going with Doomfist again for first point. That seems to be a strat. They seem to be going Doomfist to capture point and then dip out. Oh, never mind. Swap to Diva. Liam swapping to Zarya. Interesting. So already we have a difference between tanks here. Zarya probably going to be heading an advantage tank-wise. Liam getting a bunch of charge off of it. Minky going super far in. Oh, just to take low ground. Steve, they can drive out that cast. Sorry, coming to protect. Can't save anything. His Sojourn has taken high ground on point. Pretty advantageous position. Although it looks like Philly is going to take the first point. They just snuck right under Pittsburgh's nose. The DMAC on Minky. Baby Diva low. Baby Diva down. They lost their tank. They have no choice but to regroup here. Nesu and Adbon just have a little pocket situation above the point here. Not really doing anything other than making sure everybody stays on point. I would expect a push-up. Oh, Sojourn taking an opposite high ground. They have like a pincer here. Pittsburgh has a pincer on Philly. As they're all on point. Finding a pick on Fresh, the Mercy. Chocoman trading for Minky. Chocoman trading again for Reborn. Soup Can unfortunately falling to Liam. Pretty clean fight. Nezu fell off the cliff. Probably tried to do a jump res or something. Or maybe just did it to save ult charge. Philly had a pretty commanding lead there in that team fight. And we're going to see how that affects. We have no ticks on the board for Pittsburgh so far. So Pittsburgh is definitely at a disadvantage for this so far. But I'm not trying to curse it, you know. I'm still not really seeing a ton of synergy from compositions here. But we do have some ults coming online in here. We have Deadeye. Deadeye just went live. On point. Unable to find anything. Liam is able to get Minky, though. Rush comes out. A lot of just really safe plays here. Fresh getting a rush on Akashi. There's a res on Akashi. Soup can falling. It's left to the supports in the tank for Pittsburgh to get this point. Unable to find anything. Just trying to stagger, it seems. Mercy falling. Minky, unfortunately, falling. They're dropping ults here just to keep him off the point. You see Grab come out at the last second there. Philly has taken the first map. Very interesting stuff. I was just about to say, this Choco seems to be a menace on the McCree. Or the cast, my apologies. Got that gold gun. Pretty big. This is the clean stuff. Yeah, that's the ace that Choco dropped at the beginning of Ruins. Philly getting the first map is pretty huge. It seems like this is pretty even. You're not seeing a lot of super high counterplay active. You're just kind of seeing, I'm going to pick my comfort character and I'm just going to let it take me. And sometimes it comes with advantages or disadvantages. And it seems like so far, Philly was just barely able to. Well, the last map there was pretty decisive, but other than that, they were barely able to scrape by taking the first map entirely for Philly. Now we'll be moving on to Numbani. Entering game. Numbani. Notorious map. You see a lot of very good high mobility here. It gets a ton of value. So I hope to see some good high mobility picks from both sides. That Doomfist on Minky seems to be pretty alright, although it seems as though Minky's team isn't able to keep up with it, or maybe it's the other way around. Who's really to say? We've seen a lot of Mercy play this game, which is interesting because I don't usually see her get played. Minky coming out with the Sigma is a new pick for Minky. Choco on Sojourn. Pretty good with that hit scan, rail cannon. Kashi on Genji. And we see a Mercy from Fresh again. Nazumi on Lifeweaver for Pittsburgh. Soup Can has yet to pick a hero. Sojourn. Going with Sojourn. Classic. I love to see these Sojourn plays. She's really an interesting character. I've recently fallen in love with the kit. Seems like... Oh, two Genjis as well. Akashi and Adblon. Seems like we have a DPS mirror match here. Very interesting. Again, this high ground advantage from the D.Va, though, is going to be pretty huge. It seems just that they're going to pretty quickly try to take high ground, even though they lack the mobility. But unfortunately, Philly has the mobility to keep up with them, and has pretty quickly taken high ground defensive positions. Sukan firing a pretty active nade, kind of giving them a lot of space there. Ooh. Liam getting absolutely melted by an anti and a ton of damage. Able to make it out somehow as Baby D.Va. That was really impressive. So far, that's the only pick that's been dropped so far. See a lot of stuff coming out, but not a lot happening. Akashi and Advon, unfortunately, falling. Advon staying alive. It seems as though they've pushed Pittsburgh has pushed Philly off the point, and they have to put themselves in an unfortunate position to keep that tick from going up. And unfortunately, they were able to find Liam. Foliage attempting to distract up here on high ground, falling to Lifeweaver. Actually, falling to Admon, my apologies. Hopefully, oh, Foliage dying a little too late and spawning at far spawn. Foliage is going to have a long walk to get back to the fight. See a Zarya swap coming out from Liam. No changes on Pittsburgh, as none of them have died yet, I don't believe. That's not true. Sukan dead once. It looks like. Even still, you see Philly trying to take ground here. But the super heavy poke comp from Pittsburgh is really just keeping them out. You see Flux coming out from the Sigma on Minky. Not finding a ton of value. We also get Blade from Akashi. And an Overdrive and an Nano. Pretty much burning all our ults here. Liam finding Admon. Valk running out. Choco dying to Soupcan. Foliage finding Minky. Interesting. Immerse coming out from Fresh. She's able to get it off. With no tank, it seems as though Pittsburgh is forced to retreat, giving Philly that first corner back, which is super important. Even though this checkpoint is super close for them, it's a nice corner to play off of. Lifeweaver falling to Liam and an unlucky peg. We have a Zarya 1v1 now coming out. Minky also on the Zarya. No other swaps yet. Pretty standard poke play. You see Subcan firing pot shots at people. Graviton comes out from Liam. Able to find Minky almost instantly. Another person being caught, but being life gripped out by Lifeweaver on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh being forced to back up even more with no tank. Waiting for Zarya to respawn in the spawn room just in front of them. They're able to find it back. Adbon coming in. Choco finding a pick on Nezumi again. Just forced to play in that spawn room the whole game. It's almost unfair. There's Sojourn and Genji on high ground for Pittsburgh. Not really able to find anything. Still just poking a lot. Seeing a lot of just jump throw. Tree comes out. Liam's able to find Nezumi anyway. Pretty big anti coming out. Forcing Philly to back up a lot. Pittsburgh taking a ton of ground here. Rush coming out as a defensive option. Minky finding Foliage. Overdrive coming out from both Sojourns here. Choco finding a headshot, not a headshot, but a kill on Soupcan. Getting a res on Foliage, meaning that Philly is all back in the flesh. Pushing everyone back to spawn again. Pittsburgh is really having a struggle with this map here. We're gonna see some swaps coming out, I think. Maybe? Any swaps? A swap to Kiriko off of Lifeweaver. I think the only swap Pittsburgh has taken. I'd love to see some mobility picks from this team to see if they can take high ground off of Green Bus. Oh, Blade coming out from Akashi. Grav attempting to counter it, but unfortunately does not find the Genji, leaving Genji and Liam to clean up the team, making for a team wipe, I believe. We see a swap to Mei from that soup can. We see a Alari and a Monkey. I love a good Winston. This is that mobility I was talking about. You just a lot of grabs coming out here. Grab coming out from Philly. Blade coming out from Adbon. Adbon able to find two. Liam also able to find two. Liam all alone on point. 60 seconds remaining. Liam is probably going to fall here, unfortunately. That gives Pittsburgh that first corner. They did have to burn Blade for it. I think they only burned Blade. Did they play Nano too? They might have burned Nano Blade. That Genji really cleaned up there. We're going to see if Philly is going to be able to get back in time to take this corner. This Winston's going to try to stagger here, so I'm thinking we are not going to get that. Yeah, they're almost going to get this checkpoint immediately. Let's see if Philly can build rush in time and drop rush on this. Anti-cleanse on him. Adbon doing some good work on Genji over here. Just kind of distracting Choco from getting a pick on Milky. And they get the checkpoint, forcing Philly to come back to next corner. We see Rush and, Liam finding a pick on Izumi. And the pylon. Winston dropping bubble, trying to get people protected. Philly is able to drive Pittsburgh back behind the car, almost giving them this corner to play off of. Bomb coming out. Able to find Ana and the pylon. Recon and pylon. Izumi's pylon. Winston going primal and diving Choco, finding a pick. Coming all the way back. Adbon dropping Blade. Only able to find Fresh here. Minky, sorry. Minky's still playing super far up, risking super low. It seems as though they were able to take 2 corners off of Philly, almost pushing it all the way to the end here. Pittsburgh dropping Captive Sun and Nano. Minky finding Choco. Adbon finding Foliage. The May ult coming out to get everybody off point, unfortunately, is not enough. And we get all 3 checkpoints on Pittsburgh, leaving Philadelphia's defense destroyed. Philadelphia will be attacking now. You notice they really swapped to those high mobility. Pittsburgh really swapped to those high mobility heroes, and you saw a lot of value come out of it. You saw Minky on Winston getting a ton of value. Adbon on Genji. We saw Sojourn early round too, but with the more mobility you have on this map, pretty much the advantage you have. And we saw this recently with LA and Dallas, like a few weeks ago. Days ago, maybe just a week ago. I can't remember. Pittsburgh seeming to keep the same comp just about. No pick from that soup can. Oh, May again. Yep, classic. Liam going Diva again. We don't see much of a change at all from Philly. Soldier Sojourn is fine. I don't think I would play it with Diva. And then we have carrying Mercy again. I'd love to see some different picks from Philadelphia. It seems like they're just rotating the same 3 or 4 heroes again and again, and that's fine, but, you know, sometimes you need to see some different stuff come out, because Adbon and Minky have really been proving themselves on these mobility and like, enticing characters. Seems though Pittsburgh is taking half and half high ground. And Liam is leading Philadelphia into the mini room. Liam able to find Pylon and diving Izumi, finding Izumi. That is -1 support for Pittsburgh. Liam finding Minky as well. That is a tank and 1 support gone. Again, able to find Ana. Seems like Philadelphia taking that high ground was super advantageous. Choco using mobility from Sojourn to get high ground on the opposite side, giving them first point. First point's really a struggle on New Bunny. I never have a good time with it. It's always difficult. It seems as though we have Liam and Sojourn, Choco, pushing up to see if we can delay Pittsburgh from taking anything, and it seems like we are successful. We've left Fresh on the payload to push it. It seems as though that is it. Pittsburgh is backing up a little bit to the corner just to get more people on payload for that speed. Still just kind of poking here. Anti getting some value. Not a ton. Liam, again, just getting a really commanding space. Adbon with the blade on Sojourn, unfortunately unable to get it because Sojourn's dash was off cooldown and she just gave away. Foliage dropping Rush and Valkyrie coming out from Fresh. And you see them pretty much win the team fight off of that Rush. That Rush was super important. Valkyrie from Fresh seems to be a aggressive move. You Valk for the unlimited ammo on the pistol. And that Rush, it's actually not bad. It's like a 3rd DPS. You bring your support for a 3rd DPS. Choco fighting a godly rail cannon on Adbon. That was pretty far out. That pick's going to be pretty important coming up here. Choco dropping Rampage. You see Nano coming out on Minky. Choco able to find 2. Nano's out, but Primal Rage is popped afterwards for additional survivability. Diva Bomb to stagger. We got checkpoint off of that. That was a very good bomb from Liam. That checkpoint really had... They really gave a lot of space to them. It pretty much gave them that checkpoint. Seems like we're pretty quickly going to go 3-3 here. Fresh getting a res on Akashi, so he doesn't have to walk all the way back to payload from spawn. Get a Minky to Sojourn swap. Recon's positioning here is fantastic. I love this position as Ana. It feels amazing. You just have good cover, good everything really. Adbon swapping to Sojourn. Able to find Pylon. That's going to be offline for a little bit. Captive Sun coming out. Unable to defense matrix it. Cleansed. Advisor from Akashi coming out on a flank. Unable to find anybody. Forced to retreat. Gets picked on the runaway. Sombra hacking Liam. Unable to find anything off of it. Sojourn being a little overextended. EMP coming out from Adbon. I didn't even see how quickly Adbon built that. See Hack coming out again. Akashi coming back and getting very good picks on Pylon and one other character. Another one, Adbon, taken. Minky is all of a sudden the last one left. I felt like Pittsburgh had the advantage on that fight until Minky just came around behind and pretty much gave Philly the whole point. Datsukan trying to drop Blizzard to stagger the point, but unsuccessful. Pittsburgh has pushed it to 3-3. It seems like Philadelphia has a really big advantage here because of their time. They have 4 minutes and 30 seconds to cap first point and do whatever they want with it, depending on what Pittsburgh does here. I hope to see like a really, really aggressive play from Pittsburgh here, like Zenyatta, Brig, Rhine. Maybe we swap the Zen for Lucio, and then like Sombra, Echo, maybe. Sojourn would work too. Need more water. See a sim coming out from that soup can.
Are you taking care of yourself?
I'm fine.
If that soup can was the same sim on the first map, I can't quite remember who was playing sim on the first map. Oh, I see the Lucio coming out for Nezumi. That's a good pick. I like that. And then we see a Baptiste coming out for a recon. If this is the same sim that was playing earlier, we're gonna see some really good teleports from Soup. I'd imagine. Meanwhile, Philly has not really made any changes at all. I mean, they're doing good, you know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I see the Ryan Lucio coming out from Minky. Are they listening to me? Are you guys listening? Devious creatures. A teleport coming out so that Soup can take high ground. Or not, Soup can take high ground. Yeah, I guess Soup is taking high ground. Choco able to find Soup off of a rail cannon pick. Nope, just a normal pick. Pittsburgh taking first corner past point. They have 30 seconds left. They're rotating back into room, and Philly is catching it. Akashi, the only one to actually challenge. Unfortunately, losing a lot of health to it. It seems as though they have simply just been outbrawled. This Liam is quite the menace on the tank here, it seems. Choco is also quite devious on this rail cannon. This Sojourn is leading every team fight, able to find 2 picks here. All that we see left is Lucio and Soup and Ryan. Liam finding Soup. Foliage finding Ryan. Liam finding Nezumi on Lucio. Then dropping bomb just for delay. They were... I didn't see how far they were managing to cap point. Did they get 1/3 of the point? If that? It seems like it's going to be a pretty decisive uphand for Philly here. They have 4 minutes and 30 seconds to cap point. That is it. That is all they need to do when they win this map. Giving them 2-0 on the map pool, which is pretty big. We're going to see some interesting trades here. I'm trying to think who even counters Sojourn, because that's really the issue that they're running into here, Pittsburgh. They're really running into Choco's Sojourn, and it is difficult, to say the least. See a lot of really high mobility coming out from Philly. They're really paying attention here. That mobility is super useful. So you see this Echo dive high ground onto Recon or Nezumi after Outburst is gone. And once they take those, it's pretty much free game. And then that Echo from Akishi also is going to be really good against Adbon, because once you stick it once, you just melt through the half health Genji, even if he's deflecting. Because Genji muscle memory is deflecting you below half, you know? Soup on Mei again. We're going to see how this works out. Adbon and Iliari taking high ground. I can already see Choco trying to build charge off of them. They are going to opt to take high ground from the little room, which is interesting. I would have taken high ground from over here, given their mobility. Echo taking picks on Adbon and Izumi. Just little pokes and stuff. Choco building rail cannon charge off of the Sigma. That Bylon's really going to prove difficult. If they don't take care of that pylon soon, that tank's pretty much immortal. Constantly healing. It seems as though Liam is 1v1ing Nezumi, losing mech to it. Overextended, unfortunately. 2 bigs coming up. Just D.Va fully gone. Foliage finding Ana. That's really huge. D.Va finding Ana. Pylon is now on point. Ooh, Choco finding a headshot on Minky. Foliage taking out Pylon. Nezumi on Iliari. Trying to keep her DPSs alive. Super swapped to Tracer to try to keep up the point. Adbon is trying to hold back side room here, but unfortunately finding SEAL Team 6 diving him. Able to get away with the dash and healed up by Iliari. Let's go on Iliari. Nezumi on Iliari. Sukan doing good work here on Tracer. Liam finding Iliari, and Foliage finding Sukan with a headshot on Kunai. Liam finding also Genji. We see Rush come out from Foliage. Pretty much seals the fate of that fight. Minky came back at some point, and unfortunately his supports were dead by the time he got back. They're pushing up to see if they can hold, and they didn't even need to. Pretty quick victory for Philadelphia. This is Philly, right? Yeah, this is Philly. Ow. Cracking my knuckles here. Oh, this is the Adbon blade after first corner here. Yeah, look at this. This is quite the blade. Just gave him so much space. Oh, massive. That was insane. Look at that. Pretty much 4K. You had to get the team there, but that's live. Or the tank there, but that's live. That was a fantastic second map. That leaves Philadelphia 2-0. Our last map is going to be New Junk City. Again, brawl comps are super relevant here. You might see brawl comps coming out, but it seems like Philly is really sitting in that I am comfortable with this character. I'm going to play them ground. Liam, how much are you charging per hour? Yeah, this map's a struggle. Love it or hate it, it's a struggle. Or at least this first point. I'm not a fan of this first point. And as the person I've co-casted with twice now has said, again and again, these points tick fast. Whoever wins this first team fight is pretty much guaranteed going to get pretty much guaranteed going to be able to get this point. Not always, but usually. And I'm thinking from how aggressive Choco is on the Sojourn. we're gonna see something from them. Zarya. Minky is now on DPS. Somehow. That's odd. Adbon is on tank. Is that intentional? Seems like we have pretty similar picks again. Izumi going for the Lucio pick. I like that. Not really for the comp, just because I like Lucio. Silly little guy. This is going to be a very interesting first point. Yeah, Minky on Genji now. Even after how amazing Adbon was on Genji, he swapped to Zarya for some reason. It was very interesting. Adbon able to find a pick on Choco. That's huge. Minky finding a pick on Fresh. That's huge. Adbon finding a pick on Akashi, the Genji. Pittsburgh has pretty much single-handedly eclipsed Philadelphia on that point, taking everybody with foliage. They cap the point and then they push up, which is super smart because I hate playing actually on point. This is definitely the advantageous place to play point. See a Ryan coming out from Liam here. We're gonna see how that works out. And foliage swapping to Baptiste. I also think that's a pretty good pick. I like that. It seems like Philly is able to drive Pittsburgh a little deeper into the room, but not necessarily out of it. We still have a lot of very stable pillar room action. Adbon getting a little aggressive here. Unable to find anybody. Liam has switched the angle from which to push. Pittsburgh has pretty quickly adapted. A wall off for Soup is able to get the secured kill on Liam. And finding foliage and Choco again. Maybe this swap from Adbon to DPS to tank is really what the team needed, because wow, Adbon is really cleaning up here. Already has Graviton and Coalescences online. We're gonna see Blade here in a second. Meanwhile, Philly, the only thing they have is Overdrive, Window, and Valk coming up. Valk being the only one already ready. Pittsburgh making their way to the next point. Taking the aggressive path, seeing if they can find advantage. Not opting for low ground, which is important during this point. Coalescence and Overdrive coming out from either side respectively. Grav coming out. Counter beat the Earth Shatter. A Blade coming out from Minky. Minky able to find one. Adbon finding another. Picking the team off one by one. Adbon getting two that fight. Minky getting one. Another one falling to. I missed it. I think it was Soup, but I could be wrong. Leaving Philly, the second point gone as well. Already starting that tick. Adbon already opting for disadvantage, or already opting for advantage here from this point. Again, really smart to play from these doors rather than the actual point. It's quite difficult to play from actual points, just too open. This supercharged Zarya is going to be a real difficulty to get around. You see Philly trying a different door here, trying to find advantage somewhere. Trying again a third door. They tried from big door, now they're trying from the small door, all the way from the far side of their spawn. Minky forcing Beacon out, and now that Beacon's out, we see a lot of ults dropping here. Akeshi dropping Blade, but unfortunately falling to the Blizzard. Sukan and Adbon finding a few people. Trades are going pretty even though. It seems. Oh no, I was wrong. Only Sukan died on Pittsburgh. Other than that, Philly is kind of getting stepped on here. A second point already going to Pittsburgh, pretty much decisively. And they're just going to move on to Junkyard for our third point. Unless if Philly is able to find something off of Junkyard here, it seems like Pittsburgh is going to 3-0 them on this map. Taking a pretty commanding lead so far, though. I don't even think Philly has held the point yet. Is that... Are we got the flawless 3-0 Philly? Choco was doing so good on that Sojourn. Unfortunately, isn't able to find anything anymore. Minky going in, getting a bubble for protection. Minky going out, getting a second bubble for protection again. Good bubbles. Unfortunately, Foliage is able to find a pick on Minky regardless of all those bubbles. Forcing Lamp out from a walled-off line. Liam is struggling here. He gets grabbed. He's gone. There's no way. Liam and Choco falling here. Foliage finding Soup. Forcing Philly to very quickly retreat, though, as Coalescence comes out. Adbon taking Akashi. Soldiers for Pittsburgh. Adbon finding another, finding Foliage. Fresh. Fresh is confused. Fresh doesn't know what to do. Fresh gets meleeed to death. They really staggered Fresh there. And me, as spectator, knowing that she has Valk. That's pretty big, considering that they're pretty much not going to have that ult for this next team fight. Soup is just respawning. I forgot Soup got picked. We see a hog coming out from Liam. I don't see any other changes happening for Philly. And Pittsburgh already has the point at 94. If they don't touch in the next few seconds, they're losing it. Liam and Akeshi down. All the ults coming out from Philly, unable to find nothing. Just couldn't get the point in time. That tank play, that tank swap from Adbon is kind of insane. That really dominated this entire map. Giving Pittsburgh this entire map. 0-0. That was very interesting. Wow, that aim is impressive. You'll love to see that. Those were some pretty impressive maps. We are now going to the fourth map, Junkertown. I believe it is 1-2. I haven't been keeping it. I've been paying attention more to the games than the. Philly is up 2-1. Okay. So Pittsburgh has one game. Pittsburgh really owns that one game though. If we see Adbon on the tank again, I'm willing to put Pittsburgh at advantage here. I don't either, but it's very interesting. Exciting stuff. Philly defending here first on Junkertown. Again, high mobility is super good here. I don't find high mobility super good for this first point, but once you are inside Junkertown proper, I really love mobility for this second one. Adbon on tank again. That Zarya was a menace last game on Junker City? New Junk City. There's a menace on New Junk City. We are not seeing a Widow come out here. It's a naturally very Widow advantageous map. I would have expected to see at least one here, but nope. We're going to see if Philly is able to regroup. I'm liking these picks here so far. Akeshi on Sim, Choco on the classic Sojourn. Sim setting up with turrets. On first corner. Placement, cool placement. Adbon's going to be able to build pretty free charge on the Sim though, but other than that, this tank pick is really smart. You want to try to outpoke the Zarya, get her resources gone, find picks, and then go in. And please, oh please do not shoot the Zarya while she is bubbling. It seems as though they were giving Zarya a lot of charge. Sim's turret's already gone, having to regroup here. Seems a little disconnected from the fight. Sigma already pushing super far back. His support's in front of him. It seems as though they are severely frightened of the Adbon Zarya, as I would be too. Quite the menace. A lot of health coming down all of a sudden from Pittsburgh. I think we might see a pick here soon. They're extending super hard here, speed boosting Adbon in. Super good. Akeshi finding a pick on Adbon, no tank. That's huge. Choco finding a pick. All the picks going towards Philly. That was it. The poke comp. That's all they needed. All they need to do is just outpoke the Zarya, and they won the entire team fight. Staggering Reborn by a lot here. Nezu and Adbon have an amazing synergy here, though. It's quite impressive. You see Adbon giving some kind of signal to the Lucio and being like, all right, speed me in. And then you just get that insane speed, able to chase people down. Unfortunately, they weren't able to find a pick on Choco during that. And that cost them the first team fight. See ults coming online. Graviton Flux finding 2. Just Zarya killing Adbon entirely on Zarya. Pretty much giving this team fight to Liam. Liam finding Soup. Akechi finding Minky. Choco finding Lucio. They seem to want to be staggering Recon on the Moira, but they are unable to find it. Pittsburgh trying to regroup here. See good high ground control here from Choco. Minky dropping Blade. A lot of ults coming out here. Pretty much every ult that was online, except for Wall and Overdrive. Choco falling to Adbon. Grab coming out, finding Fresh and Choco in it. Fresh went for a really risky res there, and Adbon immediately knew what they needed to do with that. A lot of picks going in Pittsburgh's favor here. Liam and Foliage left on point alone. Foliage fighting for their life with this Lucio in a 1v1. Unfortunately, Liam has passed, and Lucio is able to clean up that 1v1. Love that Fresh Prince skin. Because you're finding a pick on Minky before we even get checkpoint. I think they're desperately trying to... I just got walled off from spectator cam. Desperately trying to touch before the end here. Unable to find anything. Leaving Pittsburgh with 3 minutes to get to the end now that they've hit checkpoint. Minky already back. Liam setting up for high ground on Junkertown. I forgot that staircase was there. Wow, I'll be using that in my comp games. Adbon, Recon, and Nazumi already taking high ground from Liam, pushing Liam back so far. Meanwhile, Minky is on payload duty. Just yippee, yippee! Playing around on the payload over here. You see this high ground duel from this team. You see Fresh come in for a glide, and all of a sudden, that speed boost comes out from the Lucio, and they instantly pressure the Mercy from high ground. And they instantly find Liam and Fresh off of that speed boost. Now Adbon going in, trying to take the off-angle high ground. Minky just pushing cards still. Doing the most important work in the game back here. They are able to pretty much flawlessly, Pittsburgh is flawlessly able to find second checkpoint on Junkertown from it. Adbon already taking high ground again. Just taking pot shots at the crowd. Building charge. We will see some ults come up here. We see Soup with Blizzard. Pretty big. We see Grab come out. Catching 2. Unable to find any. Choco found by Pig. Choco found by Minky. Rush comes out. Unable to find anything. Not Rush. Flux comes out. Unable to find anything. A lot more ults coming out. Coalescence Blade. Blizzard all coming out. Decisively taking that fight in Pittsburgh's favorite, leaving Philly with Blizzard and Rush, which is a deadly combination, also soon to be Valk. Who knows if we're going to be able to get it on point in time. We see a Liam swap to Zarya, which I like. The people who were missing from Pittsburgh after that team fight rushed right back to point from that Lucio, really just taxied him in. We have an even 5v5 here. We see Akechi trying to take high ground to drop Blizzard. Rush coming out early. Blizzard coming out a little later. And also, maybe not at the right area. I would have done a little bit behind, knowing they would back up from the Rush already. Trade for trade. Minky and Adbon finding 2. Fresh finding 1. Akechi... Or Fresh Valking. Beat coming out just for stall. Pretty decisive victory. We are 0.37 meters away, and Pittsburgh already has an advantage in this team fight. Finding Foliage. Minky getting a good pick here. Grav coming out. Fresh doing their best to stall on Cart, getting picked by Minky. Liam finding Lucio. A lot of trades going out here, but Pittsburgh managed to keep the advantage here with 3 on payload, 1 of each class. And Philly completely dominated that round. That Adbon tank. Super menacing. Apparently, I didn't even know. You know, was on the Genji, swapped to the Zarya. All of a sudden, it was a huge issue. It was huge. Now we have Pittsburgh defending and Philadelphia attacking. We're gonna see a Widow this time for sure. I'm kidding. We're probably not gonna see a Widow here. And we start Adbon on Zarya again. Classic pick. Adbon has fantastic tracking. Really just able to build that charge and boom, laser it. Seems like Fresh and Akashi are going with the pharmacy strat. Meanwhile, Liam stuck at the character select screen. Really unsure. The pick here. Choco going with Widow.
We depend on you.
Choco's aim on Sojourner is quite impressive. We're going to see if it transfers to Widow just as well. If so, it might be a dominating first point for Philly. So far, though, Pittsburgh has a pretty big advantage here.
5, 4, 3,
Roadhog coming out from Leo.
1.
I like Pittsburgh's defensive position here inside this building. I think that is a better first corner to play than this tank just passed. Liam is seemingly kind of ignoring the team. Choco able to find Soup. Huge. Minky finding Choco, unfortunately. Fresh resing Choco and getting it off. You know, the Pharah is just haunting Minky on the Genji. Fully is able to find Recon on Moira. Good picks coming out here. Choco finding 2. Giving them the first team fight pretty decisively. Philadelphia has taken it. That pharmacy really helped with that Zarya, you know, just out of reach. Especially with that Genji too, just can't hit him. We're going to have to see a pretty skillful hit scan come out here from Pittsburgh if they want to make anything back off this Pharah.
You found my present. No
Pittsburgh again with this pretty advantageous positioning with Choco taking like a sniper position flank here. I really love this off angle from Choco. I initially said that I really like Philadelphia's positioning here. I don't think I do anymore. The spawn room is behind them. They find a pick, they're coming up behind them. That's just not fun. Hog getting super low here. Take a breather coming in clutch. Catching finding Soup. Adbon super low. Most likely will pass. Adbon getting foliage before falling. There goes Adbon. We see Shrapnel and Barrage come out. Fresh resing foliage. Moira. Recon Moira running all the way back to Pittsburgh spawn. Giving Philly a ton of space here. We've not seen a hit scan swap for Pittsburgh yet. Meaning this Pharah still gets to command the skies unimpeded. Blade coming out from Minky and beat. Blade beat. There's a possibility that we'll see grab here, but maybe they're saving it. Minky finding 1. Choco finding 1. Mizumi finding 1. The trades seem to be in Pittsburgh's favor. Mizumi finding Choco as well. Forcing the 2 Philadelphia remainders to back up, being the pharmacy combo. Seems like we're getting a pretty quick regroup here from Philly. Pretty hard push up from Liam here. Pretty aggressive plays. I like it. He's hog. Can just heal. That pharmacy just taking pot shots at his backline here. Choco here. We're going super pick heavy. Window comes out from foliage and gets counter grabbed. Blizzard comes out on Pittsburgh. Able to find a lot of value. Or not. Somehow Pittsburgh lost that team fight. Even though they had Blizzard, it seems as though they didn't catch as much as they wanted to. Barrage from Akeshi and that Widow just really picking up that team fight and finding a lot of value here. Choco getting pick on Recon now has to respawn at far checkpoint. These picks from Choco are huge. They're massive. Keep hitting those supports in the head. You're going to win the game. Roadhog here with a weird flank. Unfortunately, Roadhog's team is going to fall to Pittsburgh, just pushing in. The pharmacy combo is still strong, but unfortunately a little disconnected. Hog falling for he has no healers. Choco holding an off angle from the ground here. And the Widow. Unable to find the Genji. Almost dead. Pretty much just waiting for their tank to come back, see if they can find anything off of it. Seems as though he's going for the push the payload strategy. See infrared coming out from Widow here. Pharmacy taking a ton of ground here. The Pharmacy is doing a lot of hits on the Zarya. Not crazy about that. Oh, we see Scrap and Beat come out. The counter beat on the Scrap. Fortunately, Scrap isn't able to find a ton, except for Adbon. Adbon falling to Liam after the Scrap has ended. Coalescence coming out for Sustain, and Blade coming out from Minky. Able to find anybody? Going super hard after that Widow. With that Coalescence backup. Able to get the Widow and get back. A few trades. Unfortunately, they have picked both of Pittsburgh's supports, leaving the two DPSs to recover on point and the soon-to-arrive Zarya. This could be a huge stagger point. This Baptiste keeping Liam alive. Unfortunately, he has to back off, giving the Lucio time to come back to point. But that is giving Philly another checkpoint. Joker getting jump scared by that Genji a little bit. Farah taking more pot shots at the team, who is yet again taking a really odd position in a very small building. They seem to like to do this, and I kind of understand it because it's like, hey, this choke's pretty good. But in this instance, you're just giving so much map control to Philly here, and you're falling. So he set up this Widow, and this window, and they're able to find 3 off of that window. They try to counter it with something, and they just can't because the rest of the team's not there. They're in this small building. After they drop it, they're trying to chase the Lucio to stagger, and Philly gets the next checkpoint in real time. It seems like this pharmacy swap has been quite the menace, and Choco on the Widow is invaluable. It is insane the kind of value that Choco's getting on these picks. Unfortunately, Choco gets caught by a grab. Lamp coming out, Lamp dying instantly. Able to chain shot out, falls. All of that just for the Widow. They grabbed a lot of resources there. Liam finding a pick on the Mei. And dropping Scrap again. Probably able to find Adbon. Only Fresh falling in this. Minky finding Foliage as well. He has no supports. It's just this Farah and half of Pittsburgh. Choco is back. Choco's taking pot shots. We see Junker Queen come out from Adbon. That is going to be very interesting. That kind of sustain. What is remaining of Pittsburgh is able to push back Philly. Getting Rez and Akashi so they don't have to walk back. Choco going with an off angle. Minky dropping Blade into a small room. Lamp comes out. He finds one. Junker Queen is able to find Fresh. They are again without supports. Sukan finding the Farah with a headshot. Headshot, I got that coast. Getting Pittsburgh that team fight. This Junker Queen swap is possibly what they needed. That speed and that damage over time could be something that they wanted all along. We get a cast swap from Choco off of the Widow. I like that because this point is definitely a lot closer. Oh, wow, a super small room team fight. You see Beacon come out and Coalescence. Coalescence finding Liam. Minky finding Fresh. Choco getting axed. Adbon finding Foliage as well. Decisively, Pittsburgh has won that as well. Left with the Farah taking pot shots while he was waiting for her team to come back. We see a Ball and a Tracer come out for touch. Ball most likely not finding value. Tracer, same thing. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending who you're voting for, Pittsburgh has taken this map. Going to 2-2. Man, that pharmacy was really something else, huh? good play, but that Junker Queen swap was menacing. We're going to game 5 here, going to Esperanza. Push map. Yeah, I don't know. Push map. Yeah, we love push maps. Personally, I don't think push maps should be comp viable. I think they shouldn't. I don't think I should lose or gain MMR when this match is on play. But that's my personal opinion. If we see Adbon on that Junker Queen again, seems like we're gonna get quite the menacing play. Adbon's really just a menace here. You see Adbon come in off of an adjusted play, you know something's gonna go down. Adbon's like, look, something's gotta change here. So watch this Junker Queen. They're not able to push the payload a second further. That Junker Queen Lucio combination is just menacing. I really like these Lucio plays from Nezumi. It's great synergy with that tank, giving that high mobility just to a pretty standard brawl character and able to just punch out the entirety of Philadelphia. But this game takes it. This is the game of all games. Whoever wins Esperanza here, this push map, wins. Personally, if I was to decide, it's a push map, doesn't count. This one's just for fun. But there's the dice. Lima. We have pretty much the exact same comp here coming from Philly that they had at the end of Junkertown, and we see Soup on Mei again, Adbon on Zarya this time, Minky on Genji again, Recon on Moira again, Zumi also on Lucio again. Pretty much the same comp from Pittsburgh. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know? Akechi coming to Bastion swap. We have lost the, I think it was like a Genji before, into a Bastion. I'm liking that pick. If they wanted to, they could just shoot through the Zarya bubble. You know, it's something I personally employ when I play Bastion, is just shoot through it. It only has 40 health. Foliage taking high ground with Akashi. Just gonna see some pretty simple poke stuff while both Zaryas attempt to build charge. Maybe while we're waiting for Lucio to get amp up off cooldown, then we're gonna see a good rush. Nade coming out. They're just kind of baiting resources away from Philadelphia here. Pittsburgh's probably going to rush in, as they do, and completely dominate. Both Zaryas at super full charge, just dueling each other. Beacon coming out. No Beacon. Able to find Liam as a pick, forcing Philly to push back super far. Seems as though Pittsburgh has outpoked the poke comp. Leaving Bastion to back up all the way, giving Pittsburgh some distance. I'm not really sure how I feel about some of these picks on Philly. We're getting very consistent Mercy picks. This time we don't have a DPS that we want to pocket for super value. So you would pocket like a Widow for one-shot ability. Coalescence coming out. We're going to see Grav here soon, probably from Adbon. Just came online. Nope, they don't even need it. They're just going to pick it up without. They only draw Coalescence that fight, and they pretty much dominated. They team wiped. Soup can on the point, just pushing. Philly seeing if they can hold this corner from them. This is really smart. If they don't need Soup for these team fights, they can just keep holding this. This area is constantly getting her. Oh, window coming out. Liam dying to the grab on Adbon, getting solo grabbed on Adbon. Fresh trying to go for a res, able to get it. Flank blade coming out from Minky. Choco trying to counter Noon, able to find Minky on a 180 high Noon. Very impressive picks here. Nezumi finding Fresh. Also pretty huge. Sukan taking pot shots from the objective. Somehow, the one team fight in the hold from Pittsburgh has pushed them already 100 meters. They are really playing aggressively here, and it is working out. We see artillery coming out from the Bastion. Sukan just iceberg throwing it. Adbon taking high ground, fighting foliage before Beacon come out. Akechi finding Adbon, that's no tank. Minky dropping Grav, that dropping, or Sukan dropping Blizzard as a counter. Are they able to find Liam off of it? They are not. But they did find the Bastion off of it. Coalescence coming out from Recon. They're still making a ton of progress even without Adbon. Just doing really good work here. See Nezumi 1v1ing Foliage, falling. See a lot of falls here coming from Philly picking Pittsburgh. Seems like they were able to regroup and they're able to do some pushing on the payload. Pittsburgh is going to be able to get back here pretty quickly. We do have High Noon and Window up again already. Minky and Adbon taking pot shots from close spawn high ground. We have not seen any swaps yet. No, we haven't. We see Zarya's bubble come out. We might see a counter come out here. Any window? Or we see Beacon come out. Beacon falls. Walling off half the team and finding Liam and Akeshi from it. And, whoa, a lot of picks here. Oh, they dropped that grab on their tank, and they were just able to get the whole thing from it. Pittsburgh, again, finding a super decisive team fight, only dropping one ultimate. It's going to pretty quickly give them this first yellow bus corner here. Adbon finding Liam in the main line here. So the poke battle begins. I have a bubble, you have a bubble. Let's do some bubbling. Beacon coming out already. Lamp seemed a little early there. Here comes Window. Immediately after Window, he gets deflected into death. Minky able to find two, both Foliage. Minky finding three. Choco's Deadeye finding Adbon and Nezumi. Not going to be enough, though, as Pittsburgh, before they can regroup, is going to be able to push payload another 30 meters. Pittsburgh forced to back up here after losing both DPSs. Recon just trying to trick out the team comp. Seems like we're going super dive heavy on Philly. A lot of these picks were probably just for speed so that they can contest, as they were merely a few meters away from losing. See more high ground advantage here as both the DPSs respawn. They're just not even going to let them touch the barricade. Pittsburgh simply does not want them to make progress. We're grouping up here. Stuff is about to drop. We're going to see one ult. Yeah, here comes Minky. Minky gets bubbled. Minky gets fresh, but unfortunately falls to the Doomfist. It's -1 support. Choco on flank here. Never mind, that's just backline. Adbon drops Grav, and I don't think it hit anybody. I think it was just, it might have been a misclick. We still have Coalescence and Blizzard coming here. Here comes Coalescence out right now. Deadeye coming out again. Just getting that Deadeye over and over again. Deadeye is quite a menace on that pass. Here comes Blizzard for Pittsburgh. Able to find a lot of people. I heard a lot of freezing sound effects just now. Able to find a team wipe. That's the whole team. That pretty much guaranteed gives Pittsburgh enough advantage to push it all the way in. Doomfist tries to ult on the point, see if that makes it faster. It unfortunately does not. Pittsburgh has won 3-2. You are week 4. Adbon is a menace on the tank. Absolutely disgusting. Just really, really what they needed. Adbon just makes stuff happen. Choco's quite the menace on that cast, though. You know, it was a great match. I really thought Philly had the advantage after the first map. They pretty decisively took that. And then Afternoon Bonnie was like up in the air. Then they put Adbon on tank. That's really the huge change that pushed everybody over the edge. Huh? Oh, send out, my bad. Thank you for tuning in to the stream. This was United Rogue Overwatch Week 4. I hope you had a pleasant time watching. Come back next week, and we will have another game for you. Thank you.
I can't find my way back to you till you make amends. with the demons you've been through. And I can't regret leaving you alone until you find your way back home.